Hi, my name is Becky. Welcome to Learning Chinese, 学中文. How many times in the day do you say to someone, I want a certain object, a certain outcome, or even better, you tell your parents that you need something? Well, this lesson we're going to cover how to use those phrases. First of all, when you ask someone, what do you want? This isn't necessarily a negative remark when you're irritated at someone and you're like, what do you want? This is more of a what do you want as in objects or long-term goals, and it's more of a question to better know whoever you're talking to. In Chinese, 你要什么? 你 is you, 要 is want, and 什么 is what. What do you want? 你要什么? 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 Now, to reply, I want, 我要. Just two characters, and they express whatever you want. I want, 我要. For example, how many little kids want a pet all their days? Well, you would say, I want a cat. 我要一只猫. 我要, as we learned from before, is I want. 一只猫 is a cat. And the article for animals is 只, which is why we use this one specifically. 一只猫. 我要一只猫. I want a cat. And then this is different, although some may beg to differ. Wants and needs can be the same. But what do you need? 你需要什么? 你需要什么? 需要 is need. And as you can see, the character for want, 要, is within this phrase at all. So they are interconnected. 你需要什么? What do you need? And to state what exactly you need, I would say, I need. 我需要. I need. And this subject is I, but you could also use the ones for he or she, which is 他 when you're speaking. But when you're writing, remember that there are two different forms. So in this case, we're talking about I, but know that you can substitute the other subjects in for I at almost any time. I need, 我需要. And this is often the case when you're in school and you have to take a test and you find that you don't know where your pencils went. And then you would tell your teacher or your classmate, I need a pencil. 我需要一支铅笔. 我 is I, 需要 is need, 一支 a, 铅笔 pencil. And this goes with the articles again. Depending on what you're talking about, the articles are different. For pens and pencils and the such, the article is 支. And you only need one pencil, so you say 一支铅笔. The number is 1. 我需要一支铅笔. I need a pencil. And then another common thing is, what do you need to do? Things, your actions. So if you're going to school and you need to go to class or something similar. 你需要做什么? 你需要做什么? Sorry, but the accent on 需 should actually be the first one. That's a typo. Not the third accent, but the first one. 需要，你需要做什么? What do you need to do? And this is really similar to what we were just talking about. 我需要, I need to, and then be it you have to go somewhere or you need to organize something. I need to. 我需要. This is the same phrase as I need. So how do you figure out which one goes with which? That depends on what follows in the blank. So say, I need to clean my room. Most people hate doing this, but you have to admit sooner or later you do need to clean your room. So you say, 我需要清理房间. 我需要清理房间. 清理 is clean, 房间 is room. Well, by this you can tell that you are saying I need to, since you have a verb, meaning you have an action that you need to do. I need to clean my room. 我需要清理房间. And then, what do you want to do? 我想做什么? A second ago, we learned that I want, or what do you want, is 要. You use the verb 要. Well, you could use that here. 你要做什么? But you could also use this verb 想. 你想做什么? 想 by itself refers to thinking. So although when you substitute it like that, it may not seem correct, but when you think about it, what you're thinking refers to what you want to do. So you can use both the verb want, which is 要, or this one, 想, 希望, 想. 你想做什么? What do you want to do? And then, I want to, 我想, or 我要. And once again, depending on what follows, will tell you if it's talking about actions or if it's talking about objects. So, I want to go to school. I'm not sure how many of you really do want to, but whether you want to or not, most of you end up going. But there are a few who come September do want to go to school. 我想上学. 我想上学. I want to go to school. And since you say 上学, go to school, that's an action, which means that you are saying I want to go to school. 我想上学. And now let's review what we've learned so far. Wants, asking somebody else what they want. 你要什么? What do you want? And then to tell them what you want, 我要, I want. And then if you wanted a cat, 我要一只猫. And then a different but related, 你需要什么? What do you need? 我需要, I need. And then, what do you need to do? 你需要做什么? 做 is like the to do part. 你需要做什么? What do you need to do? 我需要. That's the same as we learned before, I need. Well, it all depends on what follows in the blank. And if it's an action, it will be a need to do something. If it's an object, it just means I need. 我需要. 你想做什么? What do you want to do? And to reply, 我想, I want to do such and such. And just remember that instead of 想, you can always use 要, as we learned before. Thank you. Hope to see you next time.